Alrighty, welcome back everybody to another month of Whales log for Genshin, month of October 2025. So let's get right into it. So these three are the characters I've been working on ever since, technically last month. We've had Lauma for over a month at this point now, haven't we? Yeah, technically we have. So yeah, I don't think I have anybody new to show off. I've decided not to roll for Flynn's. Would like to if I, had the money, but decided just to save for Nefer instead. So that's what I'm gonna do. So no Flynn's, unfortunately, but I have these three to work on still. Mizuki is now done. Let's start with her actually, because technically speaking, she's all ready to go. So level 90. These are her stats on the side here. She manages to hit 1k EM, so I assume that's good. I don't know, what her threshold, her EM threshold should be. I don't know if she has a passive where it's oh, she needs to have at least 1,000 EM, or at least 800 EM or something like that. Maybe she does. I assume she does. But I don't know what that threshold is exactly. But for what it's worth, she does have over 1,000 EM. Big part of the reason for that is because she has a copy of 1,000 Floating Dreams. I think I've told the story before, but I'll say it again. For some reason, Genshin decided to give me 3 copies of Nahida's signature. Initially, I rolled it the first time for Nahida herself, because obviously it's Nahida's signature. And then I believe I got 2 copies of her signature afterwards, randomly, because I was trying to roll for the weapon that it was on rate up with, the other one. On Nahida's rerun banner, either first or second rerun. I forget exactly which other weapon I was trying to roll for it, but then I ended up getting 2 copies of 1,000 Floating Dreams and the same multi, which is the only reason why I have 2 of them. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. I probably even streamed it too. I just don't know where that VOD is, assuming it's even saved at all on my channel. It probably isn't. I don't know if I was dual streaming back then. At least not when I was doing Nahida's signature rolls. But anyways. So yeah, that's how I ended up with 3 copies of 1,000 Floating Dreams. Wasn't my intention, but just kind of how it happened, I guess. So yeah, there you go. Turns out Nahida's signature is a really good just EM stat stick for other characters who also require EM. Surprise, surprise. Either a stat stick or just a really good option, just in general, even if it's not their BIS. So Mizuki can use it, therefore she has it. I believe I had this on Lanyan before, and when I checked the Genshin spreadsheet that I used and consult for how to build characters optimally, I realized, oh wait a minute, Lanyan doesn't even really want this. She actually prefers another weapon instead. I think she actually prefers Favonia's Codex or something. So that was kind of interesting. Hey, better for my Mizuki though, so that means that she has it. So anyways, she has that. Finally managed to get her a 4-piece Viridescent set. Took me a bit of strong boxing to finally pick up another EM main stat circlet, but turned out okay. Gives her a lot of ER, so that's good. Individually, her stats look something like this. So EM cup, obviously. Attack percent, ER. EM timepiece, for some reason this thing rolled God knows how many times into crit damage. I think it's at least 4 times. Yeah, 4 times technically. It's off a 3-line start. So her timepiece isn't exactly amazing, but then again, she has more. I think she has more than enough ER. So it's not the worst thing in the world. Her flower is also it's decent. ER, EM mainly. Flower is also. Did I call that her flower? Feather. I always mix up those two. Her flower is technically better. Attack percent, attack percent, ER, EM. Lots of ER there. And then yeah, back to her circlet. Guess it didn't really matter too much that her other artifacts ended up not really rolling a lot of EM because she already has over 1,000 EM anyway. Still C0 naturally, and then recently managed to get her to triple 9s on her talents because she just needs these things. And we've been farming Arlecchino weekly boss for months on end by now, so I've got plenty of Arlecchino weekly mats to go around. So there's that. My final Mizuki build. I actually don't know if I ever am going to use her. I probably will at some point. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I used her during last cycle's theater, for what that's worth. I still don't know I still don't really know how she plays. I'm assuming all you really need to do with her is just like EQ and switch to your other characters. That's usually how EM characters work, right? So, there you go. So, enough about Mizuki. Now, moving on to Lauma. These are her stats for now. I just realized her EM is really freaking high. I don't know why it's that high. Probably because she scales out. She has EM as like an ascension stat or something, if I were to guess. Anyways, these are her stats for now. I want to say final stats for now, but maybe not. Maybe they're not so final for now. Technically, she's usable, but I'll go into that later in a little bit. But these are our stats for now. Weapon, naturally, again, another copy of Thousand Floating Dreams, for the reasons I stated before. And so she's on 4-piece Serenade, naturally. Individually, her pieces look like this. EM is kind of meh, but hey, at least it has ER. Her timepiece. I think, yeah, when your artifacts have this icon next to them, that means that you used you got it from the what's it called again? The artifact maker. I don't know what that device is called, but it's basically crafted. So that's what that means. Apparently, Lauma actually doesn't mind crit rate, which is kind of a surprise to me. Cause like, I guess it's nice if she crits, but like, unless she has crit rate circled, like how often is she gonna if she really gonna make use of that? I don't know, maybe every bit of crit rate does help, so can't really argue against that. I'm assuming Lunar Bloom, can take advantage of, crit stats from Lauma. So yeah, either way though, this piece rolled very well, cause, I believe, because since I crafted this artifact, since I crafted this timepiece, obviously I set it for crit rate and ER, and it just happened to roll crit damage at the end. And then yeah, all the other rolls, the 3 rolls went into both crit rate and ER, I guess. Actually, no, I think this was a 4-line start, not a 3-line. Yeah, this was a 4-line start. Holy shit. Yeah, 4-line start, and then 2 rolls into crit rate, 2 rolls into ER. Technically, I should probably give this to somebody else here, but for now, my Lauma will have it. Either way, probably her single best piece out of all the ones she has, I think. This is her feather. EM, ER with attack percent. I think attack percent is largely useless on Lauma, if I'm not mistaken, because obviously, you know, the reason why you're using her is for lunar reactions. So, yeah, it's nice that she gets a fat stack of ER from that. Her flower is very strange. It rolled like three times? No, twice into crit damage. Would have been nice if, you know, the rolls went somewhere else, but I mean, technically she already has a lot of EM and ER, so maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. And then finally, her circlet. This one happened to have crit rate and attack percent on it, so there you go. So yeah. So quickly talking about why Lauma's artifact is not final. I already mentioned it's because she can actually make use of crit rate stats. So I'm thinking that I'll still keep triple EM on her artifacts naturally, but I'll try to look for artifacts that have EM crit rate on them, along with EM and ER. For example, like I don't know if I'll be able to replace her feather. Maybe I can, because technically speaking, her feather it didn't roll anything into EM. So like, I don't mind if she loses this EM. Though that being said, I don't know if Lauma has another EM threshold like other EM characters do. Maybe she does, and I'm just not aware of it. Actually, no, she does. I remember checking it myself. I believe her EM threshold is like 800. No, maybe. I mean, it says right here. I can do the calculations right now. So what am I even waiting for? Calculator. Maximum increase obtainable this way is 30%. So 32 divided by 0.4 is, yeah, okay, so she also has an 800 EM threshold, so she clears that easily. I'm assuming that just the more EM she has, the better, but she very easily clears her own EM threshold. So it's like, well, you know, I don't mind sacrificing a bit of EM, right? When she already has like over 1200, what's like 23 extra EM, right? So I'm thinking what I can do is I can try to fish for another feather here that's in set that has crit rate and ER, because again, EM is not exactly a high priority at this point. So, and I'll try to roll that, pray for some good crit rate rolls alongside some ER rolls as well, because like my Lauma already has like 70.5 extra ER, so I don't mind if she loses a bit of it. Like I haven't had any problems with her not getting her ult in time, so she can afford to trim away a bit of that ER if that means that she can get better crit stats, crit rate stats. I doubt I'm going to change this, because this one already got like 2 rolls in the crit rate, so probably won't change that. I will try to roll for, I will try to fish for a better EM cup. I do have several EM cups here. Well, ignore this one. That one rolled like shit. I do have some EM rolls down, or cups down here that do have crit rate, though, funnily enough, they usually show up in like double crit stats like these. Ideally, I would have preferred if they, you know, came with some ER stat, with ER as well, but yeah, it also feels kind of weird giving Lauma a cup that has EM double crit on it, because like I was saving these for like actual like DPSs who would actually be able to put those double crit stats to use, but I don't know. Well, I guess we can just YOLO and see how this one rolls. Because, yeah, this one kind of rolled like shit, so. YOLO. Hey, this one actually max rolled. It has 2 more rolls left, so I don't know. YOLO. See if it rolls another crit rate. I mean, this does not bode well. This does not bode very well. Oh, hey, look, it did actually roll double crit. Technically, this would be a better cup than whatever she has right now. Yeah, because this one only has like 11%, 12% ER. And this one is giving her the exact same stat, but for crit rate instead. So yeah, actually, I'm going to switch over to that. Fuck it. So now she should have like 36%. I'm thinking if I can get Lauma to like 50% crit rate, then that might be worth it. Because if it's a coin flip on whether or not, well, actually, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I have no idea how crit rate stats affect her lunar reactions. I'm assuming they do, considering people told me, oh yeah, she actually, you know, it's great if you can give her some crit rate stats, but yeah, I guess, you know, we changed that up on live on stream. So yeah, her circlet, her cup, and her timepiece are all, I mean, they're pretty damn good. I guess technically her cup could be better by having ER, but like, you know, I'm not gonna complain about that. So, now I can actually I can actually try to, change her, change her flower and her feather. Kind of ironic that the 2 easiest artifacts that, are the 2 theoretical easiest artifacts to farm for are the ones that she actually wants, the most now. So. But yeah, I will try to farm a replacement feather and flower for her. With the ER plus, whatchamacallits, crit rate. So that's cool. Oh, I need to do that. And then lastly, Aino. Why does she have so much HP? Yeah, how on earth does she have so much HP? Like, she doesn't even have any HP main stat. Excuse me? Okay, I'm actually kind of dumbfounded as to why my Aino has 24k HP. Does she just have that much HP naturally? What the hell? Must have a hard-ass skull and that that's protecting your big-ass brain of hers, I guess. But yeah, I'm honestly kind of taken back by that. Like, where the hell did she get all that HP? She don't have all that. But anyways. So still, obviously, as you can see, I'm still in the middle of building her. In case her missing an artifact here wasn't an indication of already. I recently got her to level 90 though, so at least she's max level. I've decided to give her Favonius Greatsword. Had a copy of it just lying around, so there she is. Or there it is. Still working on her stats though. She has way too much ER. I'm not gonna lie. Like, she don't need all that either. 50 cost ultimate, 90% ER. All right, buddy. I mean, just the fact that she uses I gave her Favonius Greatsword to work with means that she already has all the ER that she would ever want. So, technically, she doesn't need any of this ER either. So, but yeah, as you can see. Still missing some good flowers and feathers in set for both her and Lauma. Lauma takes priority, but for sure once Lauma's done, once I've found pretty good artifacts for Lauma, you best believe that Aino will get the next ones that I get afterwards. But yeah, Circlet obviously with the crit rate. I guess she's getting 15% plus 15% HP here, but that alone shouldn't be giving Aino all that HP. Yeah, I'm like kind of scratching my head as to how she's getting this much. Then again, she has another 60% HP here, but I don't know. Maybe it's because of those substats. I have no idea. Yeah, plus 16% there, another plus 15% there. I don't know, maybe it is because of that. I guess she's getting I guess she's getting a fat stack of HP from her flower, but then again, that's main stat, so every character gets that. I don't know. I'm gonna stop racking my brains over that. Maybe my brain is too small to understand what's going on. Either way, though, this is her Circlet, crit rate main stat, naturally, because she's using a Favonius Greatsword. I'm going to try to get her to, like, around 60%. 70% would be nice, but I think that'd be a little bit too much to ask for. But, so 60% is my goal for now. I think that's more realistic. Gave her this cup. Unfortunately, this is about the best cup that I can give her for now. Maybe I can try to roll for another one of those cups that have crit rate on it, see how well they roll. See if it gets at least 2 rolls in the crit rate like Lauma's cup did. But that'll be for later. Also, I'm still looking for an EM main stat timepiece here, because I had to make one for Lauma, so naturally I don't have one, just kind of lying around. And then haven't leveled up her feather yet. And then this is her flower. Flower's pretty freaking useless, I'm not gonna lie. Well, I guess the EM technically isn't, but still. It rolled like 3 times into crit damage, so not exactly ideal now, is it? So yeah, Aino is still a work in progress. Not to mention I'm still working on her talents too, because gotta wait for Elysium Day, which is Tuesday, Friday, Sunday. Technically, it's later tonight after I'm done recording this. So yeah, I guess I know what I'm gonna spend my resin on later tonight, or later tomorrow, technically. Tomorrow, whatever. So yeah, all I need is more books of Elysium for her, because as you can see, I've already got all of her feathers from the Arlecchino weekly boss. So yeah, just a matter of finding some good artifacts for her, trying to get her to like 60% crit rate if I can, and yeah, that should about do it. Obviously, since I didn't roll for Flynn's, my Aino is still at C0. Hopefully, I can pick up more copies of her afterwards, or in like a future rate up of hers, but we'll see. So yeah, there you go. Other than that, I think that's about it. I will mention this though, just to round out this video. So my Nilo, hilariously, so back when I first rolled Nilo, she's C6 as you can tell. Can you tell I really like Nilo? In case you couldn't tell by the level 100 right here. So back when I rolled for Nilo, because I roll her C6. When I started to build her, I noticed that her C6 gives her extra crit stats. So in my head, I was like, perfect. That means I can build Nilo as a crit DPS, not realizing that you kind of want to use her for Super Bloom, over her DPS stance. And so I just ended up giving her DPS stats right here. As you can see, my Nilo like, what business does she have doing with, like, these stats? And that's because, oh, C6, she must, you know, I'll build a DPS. I'll be different from all the other Nilo mains, Keck W. You know, I ended up not being any different from most other Nilo mains. Turns out. But, I just never bothered, even after realizing that, oh, building Nilo with crit stats is kind of pointless. Even after realizing that, I just never bothered changing artifacts. So our artifacts still look like this, even after all these years. So, HP main stat, cup, with crit damage, ER, attack percent. Hell, they don't even have any highlighted substats here. that's how incorrectly I've built her. But yeah, double crit timepiece. Pretty sure this is 40 CV. I'm pretty sure this is 40 CV too, even. Yeah, 22. Yeah, that's 40 CV. Hilarious. And then her feather, which is also, I'm pretty sure this is 40 CV. Yeah, that's 40 CV. Her flower, which isn't 40 CV, but I don't know, I just kind of gave it to her just because. And then her crit damage circlet for some reason. Yeah. But then, yeah, and then as it turns out, I guess this is, funnily enough, not bad for Lunar Bloom teams, I guess. I'm actually not sure how accurate that is. All I know is that, oh, Lauma wants crit stats, crit rate stats for her lunar reactions. I have no idea what building Nilo with crit stats is gonna do to that. Maybe it's actually just straight up pointless. Maybe I should just switch her artifacts immediately. But I've literally never had a problem with Nilo being built with crits because even before Lauma came out, on the few times that I did run Nilo Super Bloom, she kind of just murdered everybody. She just kind of destroyed every abyss she was in. That, you know, where Super Bloom actually made sense. Or, you know, it could work. So, I don't know. Did I just accidentally build Nilo for like 2 or 3 years in the future for lunar reactions? I have no idea. If I did, sweet. If not, then yeah, I don't mind re-gearing her again. It'll probably be it'll probably be a bitch, but I mean, hey, that's why I have Strongbox for. And besides, I think Nilo's optimal artifact set is just a double 2-piece anyway. I think, strangely enough, Nilo's like one of the only characters in the game where her best artifact set is technically not a 4-piece set, which is very strange to think about. But I guess that's how she rolls, or that's how she's built. So either way, just wanted to point that out. Because I just kind of found it funny after talking about it a bit on stream. Anyways, should do it for the characters. Nodcry exploration looks like this. I'm at 72 here, 74 here, only 62 here. I just started the world quest where, like right here, where it gives you access into the Fatui base up to the north. So I plan to grind out some Nodcry exploration and Genshin at some point. Maybe sometime over the weekend. Who knows? We'll see. But yeah, gonna try to hit that 80% complete exploration completion thingy to get all the FOMO gems within like next month or two. I know we still got plenty of time though, so I'm not stressing it, but gotta get around to doing it at some point. So yeah. So that should be about it for this video. So thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you guys all next month. Peace.